Oh, Jason has an alibi, Drew, but at the same time, he does not. He does not. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chess for General Hospital, February 24, 2025. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's episode down below. So Brandon set up Jason. He don't put two of his hairs there. I said, first of all, look, now I know your hair be falling everywhere sometimes. But I said, two, how you get this man hair? I said, he was planning this, wasn't he? Is he gonna try to use Jason to get to Jocelyn, or is this his way of getting Jason as well? But at the same time, I said he must don't know who he dealing with. But okay, on tomorrow's episode, they showed a preview, and basically he's telling Anna he was never at Cyrus' cabin or whatever, and he could prove it. I said, I know you ain't about to say no, Drew. I said, now you could. Do y'all think Drew would do the right thing or no? Because he been waiting to get Jason and Sonny, so I doubt it. I highly doubt it. He gonna be like, no. Especially with everything he been doing. I don't know. I'd be shocked on tomorrow's episode if he actually can vouch and say that Jason was with him. Now I know, like I said, they showed a preview, and on tomorrow's episode is when he's supposed to be telling Anna. But they also showed this morning a promo for this week's episode where he's talking to Diane. Jason is talking to Diane, and she's saying, who do you think will be wanting to, frame you or whatever? But okay, y'all, first we're going to start with Brooklyn and Lois, and then Gio, because he came later in the episode. And I was like, okay, do y'all think that before Gio came in, I should have said I got a question, but I got a question, y'all. Do y'all think that before Gio came in, that Brooklyn was going to get ready to say that she wants to find her child? What? Let me know down below. But okay, we're going to start with Brooklyn and Lois. Brooklyn was telling Lois that she told Chase about her baby. She told him everything except about Dante because she know that would have hurted him. Then she couldn't ask him to keep a secret from Dante, and she couldn't tell Dante and all this other stuff. But I feel like eventually, I think we all know eventually she's going to want to know where her child is. That's why they had Brooklyn tell Lois that she don't know what she would do without her. The fact that she was going through what she was going through. What they said, she was 18 or 19. Either way it goes, she was going through what she was going through at a young age or whatever, and she supported her. And Lois just looks so guilty. She looks so guilty, especially when Gio came in there, and then Gio and Brooklyn hugged Rick and Ava. So basically, they was just laid in bed together. Y'all know they sneaking around. Well, if you didn't know, because sometimes people just listen to reviews, they don't actually watch the show. Rick and Ava a couple now. Ain't they a couple of this? They just sleeping around. I think they actually a couple. That's why she was saying she wanted to tell Nina about it, but he was like, no, that's gonna ruin things. Wait a minute. Now that Sonny has made this arrangement or agreement with her, can't they be public now? I think they was just talking about the custody bout and the fact that Sonny changed his mind. He kept saying or implying that there's a reason why Sonny changed his mind. He didn't just do it out the kindness of his heart and all this other stuff. He talking about Sonny was afraid of him, afraid to go against him in the courtroom. He was scared. I had his daughter shook. Said I already got his daughter on the stand, and I did what I did to her or whatever. So that's why Sonny was so pressed. That's why he came up with this arrangement and everything. And Ava started talking about so it couldn't be that I'm a great mother and all this other stuff. But yeah, they worked everything out. I think the other scene with Ava was with Trina, and they were just talking about the fact that this is the first time she's talked about her grief since Spencer died, allegedly, in past tense. Alexis, Dante, Molly, Christina. So basically, Dante gathered all of them together so he could confirm that Cyrus was the one responsible for Sam's death. And he ended up telling them why, because she was getting in the way of his mission and everything. Then Alexis was like, she wanted to find him. She didn't want to find him. She was hoping that, they arrested him. He was like, no, he just vanished. He just disappeared. And I thought about, what Jason said about how they wouldn't be able to find his body. And I was like, yep. Jason going to jail. Jason going to jail. Unless Jocelyn ain't gonna turn herself in. She's supposed to show up. That's what I forgot to tell y'all. If you didn't see the promo, it's on General Hospital page. They dropped it this morning where Jason's supposed to be where he is now. He gonna be talking to Diane saying he didn't do it, and she's asking him who he could think of that would frame him. And Jocelyn tells Anna, you have to do something. He didn't do it or whatever. And she was like, how do you know? I said, yep, this not gonna last long. I said, how you gonna sit up here and frame, like, what's that, motivation or something? Is that what he meant when he said one? He had said, make sure it's clean, it's with the exception of something. So apparently there was Jason Hare. But he also told Coylette or whatever, he said, make Jocelyn think it was her idea or something like that to join, what is it, the WSB or whatever. So is he saying that that's the reason why? is he gonna try to help or do something to make it seem like, oh, Jason was actually not there as a mistake or something like that, and that's how she gonna end up working for him? Will she actually work for him? Then he over here in Carly face and stuff. I said, oh, was this his plan the whole time? Now I knew he tried to get Jason or whatever, but I said, yeah, you crooked thing, you. I said, how you gonna sit up here, be messing around with her, messing around with Carly, Jason's best friend, then set him up, then you over here trying to get Carly's daughter to be the agent or whatever. I was like, yeah, but we knew he was crooked from the jump. I'm wondering if Jocelyn is going to get a chance to talk to Jason and tell him she's the one that did it, that Brennan is helping or he's covering it up. And that's when Jason's going to be like, oh, I did do it. Or he going to let them think he did it to protect her. Because y'all know this is what he be doing. But lately we have been seeing him make the right decision when it comes to Danny. So we'll see how this plays out. I didn't finish with Christina now because I think Molly and her ended up going to Bobby's, but she said she can't do it because basically the justice system sucks. I said, that's a fact. The justice system sucks or whatever. First Ava and now Cyrus or whatever. So she ends up leaving. I said, Molly be trying. She really be trying, but this girl give her such a hard time. So I see what people be meaning. And what else? Rick came to drop off some paper for Diane or whatever. And he was going to leave at first, but then he noticed that Alexis was upset. So then she ends up telling him Cyrus the one who murdered Sam. Then he ends up hugging her and comforting her. I said, no, don't you do it. How do y'all feel about that? About when they was together or whatever? Let me know down below. Then I still say he be running around acting like he all innocent. Everybody in town done did some type of crime. Y'all know that? I think so. I think everybody in town done did some type of crime. But I said they all be sitting up here judging folks. They pick and choose, just like on today's episode, Laura over here with Sonny. Well, Sonny came to visit her because, she waiting to hear news about Lucky and everything. She there for him. And she's like, I'm so glad you're here or whatever. And I was like, see, they pick and choose. I was hoping that she got the opportunity. Maybe it's not the time or place. I was hoping she got the opportunity to tell what Sidwell's plan is or something, give him a heads up or something like that. Laura, Felicia, Martin, Sonny. Look, when Martin came, I thought he's going to be upset because they couldn't find Cyrus' body and all this other stuff, because they both, him and Laura, now they both had said on today's episode they was just hoping that he changed. They believe that he changed and all this other stuff. That's why I say I'm ready for Heather to get back, because she the next person that need to show Laura that she made a mistake. So hopefully they bring her back. But yeah, I thought when he's coming, he's finna get ready to say, I know you did it, Jason, and all this other stuff. He was gonna be telling Laura that Jason did it, but he did tell her what happened between Cyrus. Excuse me, what happened between Cyrus and Jason at Charlie's or whatever. But they end up agreeing. It cut off, y'all. What was we talking about? I think Martin them. They didn't end up agreeing, but he was basically saying how if something happened to Cyrus by somebody like Jason, then he'll deserve it and they'll be safe and all this stuff. Not y'all being scared now. I said, they been telling y'all for the longest. Somebody, what he said? He was like, he thought he had changed. And when Jason made the threat and everything, like, he was defending him and just saying his regrets. And I know what happened. Laura said, as long as Cyrus is out there, none of them safe. But Laura and Felicia was talking first, and she was just thanking Felicia for the support with Lucky, and I think with Lulu as well. And then Martin ended up showing up, and I was like, oh, here it comes. But he was like, he wanted to come see if what he heard about Cyrus was true. And I said, what you mean if it was true? But they both was talking about how they believe, or they wanted to believe, that he had actually changed. And that's when he was talking about Jason and everything, and saying that if somebody like Jason was to take out Cyrus or whatever, he would understand and all this other stuff, because she was talking about Lulu and what he did in regards to her liver and all that. Sonny ends up showing up or whatever to support. And she said something about he had people watching Lucky or looking after Lucky. And then Chase, first they was talking about Jason, the fact that Cyrus was missing, but they said they didn't have no evidence. But then at the end of the episode, when Chase came in, I was like, okay, where is this going? Because he said there was no evidence except 2 hairs. And she asked who the hairs was from, and to my Jason or whatever. Well, yeah, and then Chase was talking about Jason did it. I think Chase was the one saying that he don't think so because, him and Danny done got close and they was agreeing about that. But she ends up calling him in. And she interrupted because Josh said she wanted to ask Jason for advice. So I think she was about to tell him. Hopefully she still tell him, but I'm hoping he don't try to take the fall for nobody. How many times he don't took the fall for somebody or got himself locked up just to protect somebody or something? I said, okay, it's time to hang up the cape. It's time to hang up the cake. You gotta be a full-time father now. But yeah, she ends up calling him in. He ends up coming in, asking what he doing there. And she was like, you jeopardized. She ain't said that, but she basically was saying, I sit here and talk to you about it. You still went and did what you wanted. You couldn't give me this one thing. I said, well, technically, he allowed Valentine to escape because of you. So he technically did help you. But yeah, she was talking about some, you couldn't do this one thing for me or whatever. He's like, what you talking about? And she was talking about Cyrus, and he was like, I didn't do it or whatever. I realized that, Danny needed him and all this other stuff, and the fact that she asked him not to do it. And who else? Alexis begged him not to do it or whatever. So he was like, he didn't do it. So they was like, who would want to take out Cyrus if it wasn't for you? And he was saying how if it was completely clean, then more than likely somebody murdered Cyrus and cleaned the place or whatever. Because at first she was like, maybe he did skip town. And he was like, no, because you saying that it was clean. So obviously somebody did something. But yeah, then next thing you know, at the end of the episode, they gave Chase that file. He showed Dante, walked in there talking about some two of Jason Harris was there. I was like, man, where was they placed it? Where was they placed it or whatever? But I said, he don't sit up here and frame him. I said, you gotta go now. You gotta go. Now I knew you was gonna do something. I knew you was gonna do something a matter of time before you did something, but I wasn't expecting you to sit up here and frame Jason like that. Cause I don't know, I'm waiting to see what his bigger plan is, because it's probably something. I think the other scene with Jocelyn and Felicia was she was asking her, have they heard anything or whatever. Felicia ends up saying they got one suspect. I said, how she know that fast? They got one suspect, Jason or whatever. And I said, yeah, that's why she gonna be at the police station. I'm assuming on tomorrow's episode. And another thing, at first, before I seen Jocelyn, I think she was explaining what happened to her phone to Trina. At first, I said, wait a minute now. You just said that you lost your phone, but Trina said, you all come and stuff, and your phone been lost or whatever. And that's when she started explaining that she got so upset that she broke her phone and everything. I said, you still would have been able to get calls. You might not have, she said her screen was messed up though. But yeah, at first I was about to say, you just said you lost your phone. But she was explaining it because Trina didn't buy it. Trina was like, something's not right. I said, yeah, she gonna break. I don't know what's gonna make her break, but something gonna make her break. I don't know how long this finna get ready to go on. I said, they always gotta get him a mess. But yeah, on tomorrow's episode, he's saying he could prove that he wasn't at Cyrus' place. And I said, if your source, I know your source and your alibi actually is Drew. But Drew just told you to get out his house and that he ain't finna make peace and he don't care nothing about Danny and Scout because she got a new family now. He just told you that. So I don't know. We gonna see on tomorrow's episode, I'm assuming. He gonna say, no, he was never there or whatever. My brother was not there. Jason going to jail. Jason going to jail. Speaking of Jason, he was having a conversation with Sonny. And Sonny was like, I can understand why you would want to do it and all this other stuff. And he's basically telling him he thought about it, but he didn't do it. He actually didn't do it. And then I think Sonny met up with Gio and he gave him some money for his trip or something like that. His violin stuff. I don't know. And he was like, give it to Lois or something like that. When that's what I be talking about. She have a problem with him taking money and stuff like that from Sonny and all this other stuff, but then they still be buddy when they want to be buddy or when they want their support, or if something happens. I think I accidentally cut that part out, but I said if something happens to one of these folks people, they go running to? Jason or Sonny, or Sonny and Jason for the help and all this other stuff. But I already said Jocelyn asked for Jason advice, but he had got a call before he got a chance to talk to her. I want to know if she gonna talk to him when she go to the station and explain that she did it, and that's when he gonna be like taking the fall, or something else is gonna happen, or Brittany gonna show up, cause I think he on tomorrow's episode. Yeah, with Carly. But yeah, Trina and Josh, she was just checking on her. She was like, call your mother. She been blowing me up. And that's when she was like, she lost her phone, and then Trina didn't buy it, so that's when she was like, she broke it because she was thinking about Dex and all this other stuff. Kai and Quinn. I'm sick of him already. I said, how you gonna tell folks? And I said, the sad thing is, now I get it, because sometimes people don't always support who you talk to, who you date, and all this other stuff. And sometimes they come around and everything. But I said, this happens often. He over here talking about something. I told her. What he said Trina brings Kai down, says he told her to stay away from him. And Kai got him all the way together. I said, because who you think he is? Who you thought he was? Somebody said, I told that girl. What he said? I said, who you think he talks to like that? And he got him together, told him about himself, and he got mad. He left or whatever. Maybe he gonna come around eventually. We'll see. But yeah, by the end of the episode, he ends up calling Trina. And look like that's the scene where they showed this morning where she's gonna be on a ladder and they're gonna be painting something and she gonna fall and he gonna catch her. Also, she was telling Ava that she don't think Kai sees her as anything but a friend. I said, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. But I think that's everything, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, hair girls today and be safe.